I promise that we're going to go back to Aston Villa because on Wednesday, Jamie and I were discussing who needs a move most out of England's Euro squad. Of course, Jack Grealish came into the conversation, which made a few Villa fans very angry. One called in to tell us why Jack would not be leaving.
The Milwaukee Bucks won their first NBA yesterday for the first time in 50 years. They're co-owned by Wes Edens, who owns Aston Villa. Mm-hmm. They did that by keeping hold of one of their most valuable players who was trying to be tempted away, and they've gone and won the NBA for the first time in 50 years.
Yeah, Aston Villa are not going to win the Premier League, though, are they?
Well, why not?
You know why not, Bruce? Why have you asked that?
No, I don't.
I like Bruce. I'll make it easy. Bruce, will Aston Villa win the Premier League? Will Aston Villa win the Premier League this season?
Maybe not this season, but in the next few years.
Wow. Oh, Brucey.
I know they've got a lot of money, right? Ipswich have got a lot of money, or they've just come into their money, but I don't expect Ipswich to... I mean, they've got to get promotion, and then they've got to get promotion, and then they've got to win the Premier League.
Aston Villa are not going to win the Premier League in the next 10 years. Fact.
Hold on. Aston Villa are not going to win the Premier League. I'd agree with that.
They ain't happening.
Are they going to break into the top four in the next... I'll go big and then come down 5 years. Okay, let me start the other way. In the next year.
Well, I think...
I'll do it this way. Are they going to be in the top four in the next year?
No.
Right. Next 2 years?
No.
I'd agree with that. Next 3?
Well, you have to look at a team like Leicester, who have managed to kind of be in and around it.
Yeah.
And I think you'd have to say Aston Villa potentially could break into a top 6. Top 4, Andy's tough, man.
It's because the question is always at the expense of who. It's not just a case of saying top 4. It's let's start with Man City. Man City have got the money, they've got the players, they've got the manager. Man City, for me, nailed on top 4 for the next 5 years. Right?
But you look at Tottenham though, Andy. They got in there. They did get in there on limited money. They didn't spend loads. Granted, they had Harry Kane and Son all of a sudden became to the peak of their powers. They had some great seasons. You can't always just go, well, it's Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United.
That's a good point you make. Okay. When we talk about Aston Villa breaking into the top 4, do we mean as a one-off season? Because when that happens, when Spurs get in or when Leicester win the league, the argument is always, but Liverpool had a bad season. There was COVID. Man United had injuries. Chelsea... There's always excuses, right? Yeah. So are we saying that Aston Villa won't become a permanent fixture in the top 4? Is that what we're saying?
I don't think they're going to become, a Chelsea or look, Liverpool, Manchester United. Man City have come into money and have been able to get there. Aston Villa have got money. They're spending it wisely, I have to say. I like the signings that they're making, but I still think they're miles off in terms of where they're, if they're thinking they're top 4,
Okay, let's take a call, shall we? Luke's a Villa fan. Hello, Luke, how are you?
Hello, mate. Great show as always.
Thank you, Luke. It's very kind of you. Make it better. Go on, I dare you.
I think definitely top 6. And I think the thing is, you look at 1 to 11. I don't see why we can't get into the top 4. I think we've got a completely settled back 4. We've got Martinez, who's I would say the best keeper in the league, and you've got Grealish. You've got Watkins.
Hold on.
Come on.
Is he better than Man City's goalkeeper?
Yeah, I think.
Is he better than Alisson?
They don't get tested enough. That's the thing. I think Martinez just wasn't a Golden Glove. He's essentially won the Copa America for Argentina. He's, you know what I mean?
That's because he's got Lionel Messi in his team.
Yeah, he didn't win it before Martinez, was it? You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's better than Messi, obviously, but
you can't say Martinez is the best goalkeeper in the league. He's a very good keeper. I like him. He's had a great season, but you can't. Let's not start saying he's the best keeper in the league.
If you're going to say Alisson, Edison, of course they can ping these balls from like 60 yards, fine. But if you're going to say like how Villa play, I just think how they play with the back 4 and Martinez there, like it works so well and they're so settled. I would say it's one of the best back 5s like in the league. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but is it good enough to break into a top 4? Is it a back 5 that can break into a top 4?
I don't see a reason why not, because you've got Grealish carrying the ball as well, and then you've got Watkins who can comfortably get 20 goals next season. He's only just come up from the Championship, and I think we're going to put people behind him to supply the goals. I mean, I'm not saying we will get into the top 4, but I wouldn't say it's mad. Like Liverpool striker Firmino, I wouldn't say he's going to get 20 goals. And you got at Man City, like they haven't decided the Kane yet. Like I wouldn't say, if we talk about front threes as well.
What do you expect from Luke next season? Where do you expect them to finish?
I am very confident it's top 6. If I'm honest, I mean, even against Walsall the other day, there was Walsall in the pre-season game. Buendia got 2 assists straight away. He's going to settle in fantastic.
What are you talking about against Walsall? What?
Yeah, Of course. But I'm honestly very confident we can get at least top 6. Very, very confident.
I mean, your team at the moment. I know you brought a few players in, but your team, you finished 11th last season. You think you're gonna be that different that you climb at least 7 places?
I think we had Grealish off for a while as well. He was off for about 10 games as well. And I just think with him joining the game for another year, I think Dean Smith doesn't really get a lot of plaudits.
But look, other teams had big players missing. Everyone went through that, and that's going to happen again this season because it happens every season.
Yeah, of course. I just look at that sort of top 10, and I think they're not in a competition as well, not in Europe. I don't.
Just say yes or no, right? Yes or no. Will you finish above Everton?
Yes.
You finish above Leeds?
Yes.
Arsenal?
Yeah.
Spurs?
Yes, because I think Kane will go.
Okay. West Ham?
Yeah, I think because they're in Europe, I don't think they're not going to have a good season next season. Yeah.
Chelsea?
No, I think the top 4. No.
Top 4, so you just finish outside it.
United. I think we could push. I'm not saying we're not going to push them.
So they're finishing 5th.
That's where you think they finish 5th?
I think confident 5th, but I think if things, like say, obviously strange things happen, I don't see why we can't get into the top 4. I think it's not out of the realms of.
When this season, you don't see why you can't get top 4 this season.
Yeah, I know. Of course, you can sound biased, but 100%. I think when we've got Jack there and we've got all the parts working with a striker like Watkins that can just finish it off.
Really surprised at Villa fans,
Go on, why is that?
I feel like recently the ones we've had on a little bit deluded.
No reason why we can't break into the top 4 this season. He said that at the end there, Luke.
Said Martinez is the best keeper in the league.
I know.
Brucey said they're going to win the league.
I know.
They're all right.
Very strange. Keep your calls coming in. 08717 223344. To me, Andy Goldstein. Jamie Hara on Drive on talkSPORT.